A Snellen chart is an eye chart that can be used to measure visual acuity. Snellen charts are named after the Dutch ophthalmologist Herman Snellen, who developed the chart in 1862. Many ophthalmologists and vision scientists now use an improved chart known as the log-MAR chart. History. Snellen developed charts using symbols based in a 5x5 unit grid. The experimental charts developed in 1861 used abstract symbols. Snellen's charts published in 1862 used alphanumeric capitals in the 5x5 grid. The original chart shows A, C, E, G, L, N, P, R, T, 5, V, Z, B, D, 4, F, H, K, O, S, 3, U, Y, A, C, E, G, L, 2. Description. The normal Snellen chart is printed with 11 lines of block letters. The first line consists of one very large letter, which may be one of several letters, for example E, H, or N. Subsequent rows have increasing numbers of letters that decrease in size. A person taking the test covers one eye from 6 meters or 20 feet away, and reads aloud the letters of each row, beginning at the top. The smallest row that can be read accurately indicates the visual acuity in that specific eye. The symbols on an acuity chart are formally known as optotypes. In the case of the traditional Snellen chart, the optotypes have the appearance of block letters, and are intended to be seen and read as letters. They are not, however, letters from any ordinary typographer's font. They have a particular, simple geometry in which the thickness of the lines equals the thickness of the white spaces between lines and the thickness of the gap in the letter C. The height and width of the optotype, letter, is 5 times the thickness of the line. Only the 10 Sloan letters C, D, E, F, L, N, O, P, T, Z are used in the common Snellen chart. The perception of 5 out of 6 letters, or similar ratio, is judged to be the Snellen fraction. Wall-mounted Snellen charts are inexpensive and are sometimes used for approximate assessment of vision, e.g. in a primary care physician's office. Whenever acuity must be assessed carefully, as in an eye doctor's examination, or where there is a possibility that the examinee might attempt to deceive the examiner, as in a motor vehicle license office, equipment is used that can present the letters in a variety of randomized patterns. BS 4274-1:1968, British Standards Institution, specification for test charts for determining distance visual acuity was replaced by BS 4274-1:2003 test charts for clinical determination of distance visual acuity specification. It states that the luminance of the presentation shall be uniform and not less than 120 CD/M2. Any variation across the test chart shall not exceed 20%. According to BS 4274-1:2003, only the letters C, D, E, F, H, K, N, P, R, U, V, and Z should be used for the testing of vision based upon equal legibility of the letters. Snellen fraction. Visual acuity equals distance at which test is made / distance at which the smallest optotype identified subtends an angle of 5 arc minutes. 6/6, m, or 20/20, foot, vision. Further information, visual acuity expression. Snellen defines standard vision as the ability to recognize one of his optotypes when it subtended 5 minutes of arcade. Thus the optotype can only be recognized if the person viewing it can discriminate a spatial pattern separated by a visual angle of 1 minute of arc. Outside of the United States, the standard chart distance is 6 meters, 20 feet, and normal acuity is designated 6/6. Other acuities are expressed as ratios with a numerator of 6. Some clinics do not have 6 mi lanes available, and either a half-size chart subtending the same angles at 3 meters, 9.8 feet, or a reversed chart projected and viewed by a mirror is used to achieve the correct sized letters. In the most familiar acuity test, a Snellen chart is placed at a standard distance, 6 meters. At this distance, the symbols on the line representing normal acuity subtend an angle of 5 minutes of arc, and the thickness of the lines and of the spaces between the lines subtends 1 minute of arc. This line, designated 6/6 or 20/20, is the smallest line that a person with normal acuity can read at a distance of 6 meters, 20 feet. 3 lines above, the letters have twice the height of those letters on the 6/6, or 20/20 in the US, line. If this is the smallest line a person can read, the person's acuity is 6/12, 20/40, meaning that this person needs to approach to a distance of 6 meters, 20 feet, to read letters that a person with normal acuity could read at 1 m, 40 feet. In an even more approximate manner, this person could be said to have half the normal acuity of 6/6. At exactly 6 meters distance from the patient, the letters on the 6/6 line shall subtend 5 minutes of arcade, such that the individual limbs of the letters subtend 1 minute of arcade, which means that the chart should be sized such that these letters are 8.73 mm tall and the topmost, 6/60, E should be 87.3 mm tall. Putting it another way, the I should be at a distance 68.76 times the height of the top, 6/60, letter. Where W\displaystyle WW is the optotype height or width, which are the same due to the optotype being on a square grid, D\displaystyle DD is the distance from I to chart, and theta\displaystyle\theta is the angle subtended by the optotype, which is 5 arc minutes as specified by Snellen. Another calculation for United States clinics using 20-foot chart distances, slightly more than 6 m, and using a 17 mm Model I for calculations, and a letter which subtends 5 minutes of arcade gives a vertical height of the 20/20 letter to be 8.75 mm. Acuity charts are used during many kinds of vision examinations, such as refracting the eye to determine the best eyeglass prescription. During such examinations, acuity ratios are never mentioned. The largest letter on an eye chart often represents an acuity of 6/60, 20/200, the value that is considered legally blind in the US. Some individuals with moderate myopia may not be able to read the large E without glasses, but have no problem reading the 6/6.0, 20/20, line or 6/4.5, 20/15, line with glasses. By contrast, legally blind individuals have a visual acuity of 6/60, 20/200, or less when using the best corrective lens.
Please subscribe and thanks for watching.